So I was, I'd say about 60, 61 when I was first diagnosed with prostate cancer. The one thing about prostate cancer surgery is that they do something today called nerve-sparing surgery. And I was really interested in that as a chiropractor because I know how the nervous system controls everything. And so I went into the surgery hoping that they would be able to save my nerves that control all the functions, control the bladder bowel and the sexual functions. And I chose a surgeon because he promised me that he'd be able to spare the nerves in my case. And came out of the surgery, did have some of the problems, but after 3.5 years, most have solved themselves, but I still occasionally get some leakage. And so Confitex underpants give me the confidence that I can go about my day and not worry about that happening so much, because it does happen, but the Confitex underpants take care of it. At the end of the day, I can just put those pants in the wash, dry them, and then reuse them again. I was a chiropractor for years. I started my practice in 1986, and I had an office in Boston for 25 years. And for 25 years, I went to a medical doctor in Boston. And to be honest with you, he never once examined my prostate. And then when I moved out here to Weston and opened my practice here in Weston, I got a new physician, and I said to her, you know, I've never had my prostate examined. And she says, well, I'll examine it. So she examined my prostate, and she goes, you know, I think I feel something. And so she sent me to a urologist, and then the urologist palpated, said, yeah, I think I feel something, better do a biopsy. So he did a biopsy, and he said, you do have prostate cancer. And it was, at the time, Gleason 3+3. But the funny thing about my prostate cancer, I also had an MRI, which was negative, and then my PSA was 2.2, which was extremely low. So the only way to detect it at the time was the fact that they felt it, and the biopsy came back 3+3. Supposedly when you have prostate cancer 3+3, on the Gleason score, you can do something called active surveillance, and that's what I chose to do. Then a year later, I went back to the urologist, and he did another biopsy, which is not a fun test. And then it came back as 3+4, I believe, in the Gleason scale. So when you have 3+4, then they believe that you need to treat it. I went to, a friend of mine recommended this doctor at Mass General. I went to him, and he does surgery. He doesn't use the robot, he does open surgery. But he said you should also go to the other people who do radiation. So I went to 2 different radiation oncologists, and there was like there's seeds or this other thing where you get 24 treatments or some number of treatments. And the time that I'd have to do it didn't appeal to me. So I also went and had a second opinion at the Brigham's on the slides, and they said, yes, you have, Gleason 3+4. You should, do something. If it were my husband, I would do it. And then I went with this surgeon here in Boston and had the prostate surgery about 3.5 years ago.